नमस्कार सर। सर आवाज सुनिन्छ? अनम्युट गर्नु पर्ला हजुर।
सर नमस्कार हजुर।
नमस्ते सर। ढिला गयो आज गलत गर्न ढिला गए पनि आजको सेसन हाम्रो परराष्ट्र सेवाको आज 5:30 बजे गर्नुपर्ने थियो, त्यो पनि 5:30 बजे साढे
नमस्कार हजुर।
यसको लागि क्षमा प्रार्थी छ र हामी आजको फिडब्याक सेसन
सर यो फेसबुकमा लाइभ भइरहेको?
हजुर फेसबुकमा होइन, हामी अहिले युट्युबमा पनि लाइभ छौँ। अहिले
युट्युबमा
सर अब सुरु गरौँ हजुर।
म यो क्वेसन फिगर आउट गर्दैछु सर।
ओके, अनि अर्को पनि जानकारी गरौँ। अर्को हप्ता शनिबार पनि हामी परराष्ट्र सेवाको एक्स्ट्रा पेपर 2 को परीक्षा गर्नेछौँ र यो हामी थप पत्रको पनि केही अभ्यासहरू कम भएको भयो भन्दा मैले यो हप्ता र गत हप्ता यो हप्ता अर्को नेक्स्ट विक कमिङ स्याटरडे पनि हामी यही एक्स्ट्रा पेपर 2 को परीक्षा गर्छौँ। सबै सहभागीहरूलाई यो पूर्व सूचना पहिले नै जानकारी गराउन चाहे है।
So, welcome back to the feedback session in extra paper 1, everyone. Specifically, I would like to thank cordial thanks to Mr. Madhav Pandey sir, who has organized this opportunity for us to hold authors together to acknowledge the certain ideas related to the question paper which was assigned to you people there. Another fact is there, thanks to the technology as well, which has brought us together even during the time of severe COVID-19 pandemic, that we are able to join together to acknowledge certain ethics, certain manners, as well as certain technicalities dealing with the question pattern, especially related to extra paper, say English language. So with theoretical assumption, unlike technical preparation, you may have to give a little different level of preparation. Specifically, a large number of candidates, every time what I have experienced, it has been almost 12 years that I have been teaching these MOFA classes. Every time what I have experienced by the candidates, those aspirants of MOFA, they focus on the paper of diplomacy, but they do give less attention in the paper of what you call this English section. But let me make you very clear that it is not, what you call uncomfortable to deal with diplomacy once you understand the topic, content, and the right authentic message that is required to interpret in your answer. So diplomacy is not a big deal because that is a direct content. Some analytical and argumentative questions are definitely asked in your examination, but also if you have got a sharp and pure content regarding the global issues, regarding the regional and international organization, regarding the issues of the current affairs, international issues, foreign policy, execution apparatus, and the ethics and morality of diplomacy, and the diplomatic immunities in the present world that have been carried out. I'm sure you people can deal with the content of diplomacy very wisely there. But whatever you prepare, how much you prepare, you see there, it is very much difficult that to attain the absolute content in the English paper 1. That's why rather than the preparation, practice is very much significant enough in English paper 1. So another fact is also there. When you prepare for this examination, it is very much crucial there. The extensive practice is given in the lengthy practical questions there. So what we gonna do? You see there in the English paper 1, I'm sure all of you have gone through your content very precisely there, that we have got 5 different questions, 5 different sections from where 100 marks is comprised. That is to say, look at there, first of all, you got to deal with issue here. I would like to go with your question assigned today there. Before than that, how to write. Essay writing can be asked in two perspectives. Look at there. First one, you can be asked through the argumentative based. Argumentative. Another is there is a topic based. You see there. Topic based and argumentative based. So that's not a big deal to write an essay in topic based, because linear content can be expressed, can be presented to deal with the individual topic that is asked in your examination. Remember that in essay writing, it is asked for 20 marks. You will know that. And you can have the option in essay writing, right, from 3 to 2 questions. 3 to 2. It is not necessary that every year 3 distinct questions are asked and you can choose one. But sometimes there can be only 2 questions and you may have to choose only one out of those 2. That is to say, you got to be very wise enough to choose the option that you are going to write. Every time, which one we choose is that we choose the question which is easier in manner. Let me make you very precise that when you deal with the easiest question, the expectation of answer is always high. And when there is a little technical as well as argumentative content, definitely the expectation of answer might be a little less than the topic that is asked in the easiest way and a topic based manner there. That is to say, it doesn't mean to say that when you attempt a difficult question, you can get better marks, and when you get the question in the question in the easiest manner, you can get less marks. Not like that. But efficiently, you got to be very much wise enough to choose the right question when there are 2 or 3 distinct options to deal with a particular question. That's why you see the argumentative question, it has got a different pattern. You see how argumentative essay can be dealt with 6 sections. It has got 6 sections here. What are the 6 sections? Argumentative can be asked in 2 ways. That is either agree or disagree pattern, or against or for pattern. It can be asked in 2 ways. Anyhow, you got to present the rational, established thirds as well as the executive ideas, so that you can present the beautiful proofs and evidences through which you can prove your topic to get the generalized better mark there. So that is to say, you see there are 6 sections. What are those 6 distinct sections in argumentative essay? First of all, you see there, you got to go. Let me generalize it. Let's not be too much precise and technical enough here. Introductive, beginning of the topic. Beginning of topic first. And thesis, you see there. This is the introductory beginning of topic and thesis, first part of argumentative essay. Second part is there. You see that introduction of first topic or the first idea. You can get in your question there. Introduction of first idea. And then number 3, critical analysis of first idea. Critical analysis of first idea. First idea, you see that. Then after we go with the what? Introduction to second topic. Introduction to second idea. You see there, second idea. And after this, again, you get back into what? Critical analysis of the second idea. Critical analysis of second idea. You look at that. Critical analysis of second idea in number 5. Okay, number 6, you see here. Assimilation. Assimilation means what? This is a matching point in those 2 constrict ideas. And assimilation is often preceded by the conclusive ending. You see there. It is often preceded by conclusive ending as well. So this conclusive ending, basically, it does not have new idea or content. Though there are 7 distinct sections, I only say there are different 6 sections. Why I express that is a 6 section only, because conclusive ending is not a new idea. It is a overall idea concluded within the content that you have presented. So there won't be no new idea. That's why this is not a new section, but a regular section. That's why these are the 6 different steps or the sections that you have to present a 1,000-word essay in an argumentative base, presenting your logical thoughts, executive ideas, as well as evidence and proof, so that you can prove the thesis statement that you have decided under the argumentative question there. That is, let me show you why argumentative essay is little constrict and a little not comfortable enough in dealing with the right content-based question. Let me clarify the thought very in a precise and fundamental way. You see that when a topic-based essay is there, then you don't have to judge with the topic with the critical ideas, and you can go on general to specific ideas, proceeding the chronological order of the essay. That's not a big deal to deal with the essay that asked in a topic-based. If you compare the old questions asked before 2073 BS and the questions asked after 2073 BS, there is much difference between the manner and the efficiency of the question. Earlier examinations and the questions were much more complicated in regard to the recent year questions. That they are much easier there. Hope the similar questions are asked there. But remember that it is, as I mentioned earlier, it is always complicated to present your logical thoughts in an easiest topic or the simple content there, because you have got wider knowledge. It is very difficult to precise your thoughts within few words there. That's why it is difficult. Difficult in the sense that, not in the sense that you don't know. You know it, but it's difficult to present your logical thoughts. So let's go how to write. Look at that in today's question. There I kept the first question. The world is not only threatened by the armament and wars, but more by the emerging global health risks and alarming situation of diseases like COVID-19. Justify the statement in argumentative form. To write an essay, now you got to present the argumentative thoughts there. That is to say, this is a 20 marks essay. First of all, you got to understand that. Now, how exactly you can deal with this question? It is very much crucial for dealing with this question. You see that whenever such type of question is asked, you have to present the logical thought, not from the, you see there, not from the idea that you know, but from the idea that the question has centralized. So where to begin is very much crucial in argumentative thought. Where to begin? So you see there, either you want to go in specific to general or general to specific. That is very much important. I request you people to specific to general pattern for dealing with the argumentative issue. So for that, you see there, you can check on your topic. It has asked what? Regarding the, it has asked about the COVID-19. So why don't you start the statement right from COVID-19, as we know that, as we have known that, you see here, COVID-19 has rapidly spread all over the world, posing enormous health, economic, environment, and social challenges to the entire human population there. Not only that, the coronavirus outbreak is severely disrupting the global economy at present. Besides that, almost all the nations are struggling to slow down the transition of disease in their nation. And a large number of deaths have been experienced by the world, along with the disruption of global economy. And it has been a complicated situation that treating patients, quarantining suspected persons through the contact tracing, restricting large gatherings, avoiding the international international bilateral, trilateral, or multilateral conventions, workshops, and seminars. Similarly, maintaining a complete or partial lockdown in their respective nation, it has been a challenging job for the world. Not only that, I would like to express that the outbreak of the new coronavirus infection in COVID-19 was initiated from the human seafood from the from the Wuhan city of China in December 2019. Right from that, the genomic analysis revealed that the greater damage and the halt and it has been experienced in the world there. So in that procedure, although the intermediate source of origin and transfer to humans are not clearly known, but still the rapid human to human spreading compatibility or capability of the virus has been established in the world. So in that procedure, the world has been struggling. What procedure, what measures the global superpower nations and the nations which were in the past, as well as which are still known as the best medical health facilities, they have been severely affected by the coronavirus in the world there. Now, what is the impact of COVID-19 in the globalization, global economy, and in the international relations? That is a major point that we have to quit if the question is asked related to international affairs or foreign affairs in the perspective of COVID-19. Yeah. We have experienced that the global economy, in order to, you see there, loss of lives due to many pandemic causes, definite and precise in the specific areas of the world, as well as hitting the each and every corner of the world, has created restriction to human migration. Not only that, it has caused critical as well as severe threat to global economy. We have experienced that many of the affected countries have decided to undergo complete lockdown there. Like the government of Nepal also has undergone through the long lockdown, as well as the severe endemic, severe specific lockdowns in the parcel as well as in a complete manner there. Major international flights and also types of business transports have been deferred amid different countries there. Due to lockdown, we have experienced not only international flights, but also domestic flights, railway services, those other means of transportation like bus, road transportation, you can call them. They are suspended with special exemption to those associated with vertical essential commodities. अब एकदम अति आवश्यक क्षेत्रहरूलाई मात्र के गरेको छ चल्न दिएर. In almost all the COVID-19 stricken countries, entire educational, commercial, health, education, sports, special institutions are completely closed. Industries are suffering a lot, as many of these, excepting those related to essential amenities there. They are facing the severe downbreak of severe problem of economic compatibility as well as hindrances there. A large number of industries, a large number of human power have experienced the loss of job in the world. People belonging to the tourism, especially belonging to the tourism and transportation industry, are also facing utmost difficulties in the world. You see that? In that, and not only that, severe loss of job. That means, greater unemployment problems have been rising at present now. The global economy has been paralyzed in a overall sense. You can say that global economy has been paralyzed. Even the most powerful nations of the world, who advocate that we are the superpower nation and we have got economic imperialism throughout the world, has been crawling to grow their economic standard in the present. Let's take an example of the European nations, the superpower nation of the world, United States of America. Each and every nations, they are facing the problem of problem due to result in the lack of productivity, lack of excessive expenditure there in the productive sector. They are facing much critical problem. So our tele problem ke ल्यायो. What is the problem now? How these problems has halted the global economy, or you can say that how they have brought the problem in the humanity. You see there now, in terms of COVID-19, it is experienced that the health risks are much more severe in paralyzing the global economy and to create the humanitarian crisis rather than the global wars, the global conflicts, and the disputes that are rising in the world in terms of bilateral or the multilateral issues there. You see that not the world has not only been severely threatened by the world wars or the production as well as use of most fatal chemical and nuclear weapons. You have to understand that there is a must threat of in humanity, human survival, and in the global economy due to these very severe and must unchecked global health risks as well in the world. हो यसरी चाहिँ तपाईले के दिनु पर्यो भन्दाखेरि प्योर कन्टेन्ट चाहिँ दिन सक्नु यु हैव टु गिभ द प्योर कन्टेन्ट one thing let me clarify very purely that sir should we confine to covid or other pandemics also as per the question. Yes, I had explained only one. This is not only the, so you can talk about SARS. You see there are several pandemics like HIV, AIDS, several other emerging viruses, as well as the so-called human viruses to create hostility as well as take the economic benefits by the individual states there. You can take the reference of others, but precisely as the question has demarcated, as the question has exemplified, as the question has targeted COVID-19, the majority of the information has to given towards COVID-19, creating risk not only in the what, in the health, but also in the humanity, human crisis, human survival, global economy. Then after you also talk about the global relations as well, how it has. You see there, the world has not witnessed any the direct and physical representation in dealing with the several global issues at present. Either that is the SARC conference conducted by initiated by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to cope up with the SARC, COVID-19, or they are the regional as well as international conferences conducted by any intergovernmental international organizations in the modern world. त्यो जुनसुकै पर्सपेक्टिभ हुन सक्छ तर हिट गर्दाखेरि त्यही भएर मैले अघि नै थेसिसको कुरा गरे त्यो थेसिस भनेर कोभिड-19 ले ग्लोबल थ्रेट लाइक सो कोभिड-19 क्रिएटिङ द ग्लोबल थ्रेट नै तपाईको थेसिस स्टेटमेन्ट हो. So ultimately you have to surround that, but you can also include the subtopics. Remember one thing, how much those subtopics are significant. Either they should be confined only in the exemplification or they can be elaborated in the certain paragraphs or in certain lines. That is decided by the individual question. In regard to this question, you can also bring the issues of those very severe those pandemics the world has witnessed. एक दुईटा अगाडि चाहिँ त्यो जुन चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ स्पेनिश फ्लूको कुरा गर्यौं ती कुराहरुलाई पनि रेफरेन्स एक्जाम्पलको रूपमा लिन सकिन्छ. You can take also those as examples, but how much that is significant to respond to your question depends how much there by the question that is particularly targeted by the question assigned to you. Question राम्रोसँग बुझ्नुपर्छ. Read out the content. What are the aspects? What are the major contents that question is seeking? You present so option A question or B question there is much difference. You see the what is in number B. Okay, that's all. So sorry for the technical interruption. The verse. How much pages should you answer? It's not a page, by the way. It's a 800 to 1000 verses. Okay, so 800 to 1000 verses. So remember that in a page, how many words can be added? So direct compare. Sorry, I'm going to direct compare. No, not necessarily that. Depends upon the nature of question. Let me give you one question. Just for example, direct comparison. Just for example, it is often realized and perceived in the South Asian community that BIMSTEC has replaced the SARC. Do you agree or not? यदि यो क्वेशन सोध्छ भने SARC and BIMSTEC लाई कम्पेयर गर्नुपर्छ. बट अहिलेको क्वेशनमा त कम्प्यारिजन गर्नुपर्ने त कुनै पनि एलिमेन्ट छैन. सो यहाँ त आर्ग्यु गर्नुपर्ने हो. You have to prove, you have to give the major evidence, major facts only. Despite the need of SARC to cope up with regional threats for democracy and tranquility there. Theme भनेको के? First of all, you got to understand. है मैले तपाईहरुलाई चाहिँ sir, theme of the essay, effective in argument design. Theme of the essay, effective. Yes, definitely. Theme means what? You see, in the effective essay, theme भन्दा पनि thesis. You have to be focused on thesis. Thesis is the major standing point of the writer. Thesis is what? Major standing point of the writer around which overall content revolves. तपाईको main idea जुन हो, तपाईको major claim जो त्यही कुरामा overall content revolve गर्नुपर्छ. Each and every sentences written under your essay should be directly or indirectly connected or hooked up in the thesis or central idea. Don't forget that. So, okay, what I was telling, the second part, so the need of what would be the first idea and second idea in this question? Your question, the first idea is what you see there. The global issues is the first idea. Second idea is the what COVID-19 creating the severe pandemic threat to the humanity and global economy. So second idea. यो दुईटा कुरालाई एसोसिएट गर्ने. अब यो दुईटा कुरालाई तपाईले फर्स्ट सेकेन्ड जुन बनाएर लेख्दा पनि भयो क्या. नो प्रब्लम. अघि नै मैले भने either you want to generalize your essay or you want to you have to specify your essay. That is the difference. Essay ma point, no, you cannot. Please try not to do that. And mostly in argumentative essay, you are not going to present your logical thoughts. You are not going to present your ideas and evidences in the points. I restrict your writing and point-based creation because essay is a prose style writing never demands the points. You see that? But what can you do that? You can give the short paragraphs or bullets highlighting the significant elements. एउटा point नलेख्ने क्या. 3-4 लाइनको एउटा चाहिँ बुलेट, 3-4 लाइनको एउटा बुलेट यसरी हाइलाइट गर्दिन सक्नुहुन्छ. You can highlight that, but don't go with the points. Okay, points चाहिँ जानु हुँदैन है. So okay, another fact is there. You see there. So what I was telling there. Second question: the need of SARC to cope up with regional threats for democracy and tranquility. This is not argumentation, by the way. That is a real fact and figures you have to present to persuade your reader. यसमा persuasion आवश्यक हुन्छ. यस्तो क्वेशनमा the major facts and reasons deploy गरिदिने. No problem that. Why SARC is required to implement it with its objective principles that we all know that SARC was established to maintain regional prosperity, regional security, as well as the free trade zone within the South Asian zone. It was also established to maintain the collective economic, environmental health, as well as the military security within the region as well. So in that perspective, SARC at present is not seen in an active functioning process, but rather it is hibernating there. In that procedure, SARC has acknowledged the principles of attaining the collaborative and cooperative development in South Asian zone, respecting each other's sovereignty, understanding mutual coexistence, non-interference, non-interference as well as non-aggression in the zone there. So to execute such principles, SARC has to be coordinated with the executive procedures, imposing as well as functioning procedures to make it smooth, active, as well as with the greater efficiency there. त्यसका लागि चाहिँ के हुनु पर्यो, regular साख समिट हुनु पर्यो. Then after the objective principles हरू planning based मा चाहिँ functioning हुनु पर्यो. Cope up गरेको problem solve गर्ने है, fight with अथवा solve गर्ने भन्छ. So यो content अझ तपाईले third number Nepal's foreign policy and trilateral relations with bordering nations. यो त झन् pure content भयो. यसमा के argument को कुरै छैन. Whatever fact you see that you can write. हो, मैले यो एउटा order देखाउन खोजेको कुरा पनि के हो, when you see the previous questions, please go and check your previous questions as well. Actually previous question check गर्नु भयो भने subtopics can be created. Very good. Subtopics can be created into the interior portion of the essay. That beautifies your writing. Subtopic create गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो चेक गर्ने मान्छेको बोर्डमलाई चाहिँ एकदम हटाइदिन्छ. That's why subtopics can be definitely created within the topic there. So what I was telling, there is a fixed order of essay. यदि तपाईले 1 number question र 3 number question essay मा हेर्नुहुन्छ भने definitely first number question is a little complicated than in number third question. But when you choose the question, in which question you can present your logical thoughts to prove the central idea. Please doing that. Take question लाई चाहिँ अलि बढी फोकस गर्ने. Content कुनमा धेरै छ र तपाईले त्यो question को right logical chronological orderly presentation कुनमा गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. That is always respected in your theoretical writing. Let me go into the next section, that is translation. So it won't be possible to translate the overall text. So rather I am giving you the technicalities. So if there are the focus गर्दा underline गर्न मिल्छ सर भनेर underline नगर्नु होला है text मा कहिले पनि. It's not good to underline your text. कहिले पनि underline नगर्ने. So rather than when you focus, when you have got specific focus, मैले भने नि त जस्तो bullet writing मा गइदिने क्या 2-3 लाइन को एउटा प्याराग्राफ जस्तो बनाउने, अगाडि चाहिँ एउटा हाइलाइट को कीबोर्ड जस्तो स्ट्रिक गर्नु राख्दिने, एरोहरु दिने, त underline चाहिँ सकेसम्म नगर्ने भन्छ है. So that's not better to underline there. So that is to say किन त्यसो नगर्ने भन्छ भन्दाखेरि when you underline something that you take that part is significant and most important. भन्न खोजेको अर्थ यसैको अरु पार्ट भनेको तपाईले एकदम माइनरली लेख्या हो, सरी त्यो चाहिँ एकदमै it does not have that much significance भन्ने कुरा देखाउँछ. So try not to do that. So if you are the candidates for this examination, जुन अहिले कार्तिक 18 मा डिक्लेयर भएको एक्जामिनेसनलाई तपाई जोइन गरिराख्नु भएको छ, टेक्निकललाई फोकस गर्नुस् र जो चाहिँ अर्को वर्षको लागि तयारीको लागि बसिरहनु भएको छ, we have got a regular class. I'm sure many of you have joined that class. If you have not joined, you can join that classes for going through the depth in and analyzing the techniques and strategies for translation and other ideas as well. So you see there now how translation can be done. There are two types of translation, as I explained you earlier as well. That one is the Nepali to English, Nepali to English. Another is the English to Nepali. There is a little variation in technicality, English to Nepali. I am sure you won't face that much trouble to deal with the text in English to Nepali in comparison to Nepali to English. Why it is so? Let me explain. When you understand even a little, you can generate the beautiful sentences in Nepali language. But remember that translation is not elaboration. Translation is not interpretation. Translation is not an explanation. Translation is not a description. Remember that translation is the rendering of thoughts exactly without misusing the spirit, without killing the spirit of the original text. You have to change the text into the target language there. Remember, there are two types of languages in translation. One is source language, another is target language. Jun question छ त्यो question source language हो, जुनमा तपाईले translate गर्नुपर्छ, that is a target language there. When you translate English to Nepali text, what happens there, even if you understand a little, you can generate few ideas in English, in Nepali, but you understood the text clearly in Nepali, but it becomes complicated to transfer your ideas in English, and and unless you have the technical vocabularies related to individual words and topics there in the text there. So you see that it's a 2072 मा चाहिँ एउटा भूगर्भ सम्बन्धीको एउटा technical text हो त्यो. Many of the candidates, they were panicked when they saw the question because those ideas were directly related to core technical ideas of zoology. Zoology को एकदमै core ideas त्यो पनि technical investigation, technical चाहिँ study related थिए. But when you see the question, once there was a question asked about domestic violence, के problem छ? घरेलु हिंसा नेपालमा परापूर्व कालदेखि चल्दै आएको छ. That is not a big deal. You can write. It's very easier to transfer the ideas that domestic violence has been experienced in Nepal since the era back history or since a long ago. You can present your thoughts very easily there. So sample answer provided to examiners for translation. This sample answer, no, not at all. Cannot be provided. Cannot be provided. Eh? So preparation classes, you have to go on a preparation classes. You have to proceed these ideas in a regular classes. Why translation has always been a complicated job for the majority of the aspirants in MOFA is that a translation is never studied in academics. That is the reason we never have gone through the regular and constant practice there. In PhD examination, model question is placed, but no model answers are placed. But you have to understand that fact. That's why. So another fact is there in translation, we translate meaning, not the words. Remember that. We do not translate the words, we translate what meaning. That's why it is very much crucial in what perspective the word has been used, in which contextual meaning the word has been used. When you notice that, you can clearly, but never try that. Once you read the text and you generalize the text in your own perspective, that is not a translation. We do not call that particular text as a translation. Remember that translation always needs or always demands the exact meaning to be translated or to be replaced in target language. That is to say, just for example, let me give you one a sentence there. You see here. Suppose here is a sentence like Nepal Bharat Sambandha Parapurva कालदेखि नै भू राजनैतिक अवस्था र सामाजिक सांस्कृतिक सामिप्यतामा निर्भर छ. You see here. नेपाल भारत सम्बन्ध परापूर्व कालदेखि नै भू राजनीतिक अवस्था र सामाजिक सांस्कृतिक सामिप्यतामा निर्भर छ. You see that we have understood, but there are the technical terminologies. When you translate Nepal-India relation, that is a very childish translation. What terminology is used in the international affairs? What are the technical words that are used to refer certain foreign affairs in the diplomatic language that you got to use there? You have to use them there. That is to say, we call it, but also it beautifies when you say Indo-Nepal relation rather than Nepal-India relation. Now, there is another fact you see there. There is another fact that either India has to begin the term or Nepal has to begin the term. You see that now when Nepal advocates the issue. When Nepal advocates the issue, Nepal never says India-Nepal relation. Nepal says Nepal-India relation. But when the same diplomatic perspective is dealt by India, India says India-Nepal relation. So why? The priority goes to every time to the south. So word limit is not restricted in the translation, by the way. Understand that. Word limit is not restricted in the translation there. But in essay, word limit is restricted. Definitely it is. Remember one thing, those words are not counted, but everyone has got a clear idea that within a formal page, how many words can be written. Everyone knows about that. So that you got to be very much careful to present your logical thoughts in the demarcated instruction of the question there. So you see there, another fact, para purva kal dekhi nahi. There are several words there, para purva kal dekhi nahi. When you say, you see there, you might say, the word there is any Allah, agole pani paile dekhi bhancha. Historical time point, historical time point भन्दा पनि भयो. You see, similarly, era back history. यी सबै वरले देखाउँछ. But which one is the best you have to choose in translation? Best among the best. If I have to translate this word, I will not use these terminologies. I will use since time immemorial. I will use what? Since time immemorial. So Nepal-India relation has been depending, has been depending हुँदैन. Has been depending भन्ने त्यो diplomatic relation मा continuous form people लाग्दैन. Has, have plus v3 लाग्नुपर्छ. So you see that भूराजनीतिक अवस्था, geopolitical situation, this is a technical terminology. You cannot use other words for that. सामाजिक सांस्कृतिक संयुक्तता, you might say what? Close socio-economic relation, but that is a childish one. You have to say what? Socio-cultural proximity. Socio-cultural what? Proximity. So what I mean to say, when you translate a text, you have the two choices. One, the best word among the list. Second is there is a technical term. That's why you have to be very much, you have to be very much crucial. You have to be very much careful while deciding the answer. Within a second, you have to decide there because you cannot make a rough there. By better you can read twice, but read thrice, but write it once by giving the best answer. अर्को कुरा बुझ्नुस्, maximum 90% को ट्रान्सलेसनमा के समस्या हुन्छ? ट्रान्सलेसन गर्ने, फेरि बीचमा काट्ने, फेरि त्यसको मुनि लेख्ने. टाइम पनि किल भयो, टेक्स्टको स्पिड पनि डाउनफल भयो. So try not to do that. So translation is very much crucial. Specifically, when you try English to Nepali translation, look for three things. One is there replacement of technical words in the exact meaning. Second is there contextual meanings with the generalized meaning अथवा nearness meaning. So general words with the contextual meaning. Third one is there when there is the use of certain regular or the general words, they can be omitted as well. तपाईले त्यसलाई omit गर्न पनि सक्नुहुन्छ. यहाँ कसले भन्नुभएको छ सर we start from Nepal Indo. Yes. No, you cannot. Technical term को कुरा गर्दैछु. Technical term भनेको नेपाल इन्डो हुँदैन. Technical term भनेको इन्डो नेपाल रिलेसन हुन्छ. But when that is a formal text छ भने त्यतिबेला हामीले चाहिँ नेपालको पक्षबाट भन्दाखेरि नेपाल इन्डिया रिलेसन भन्छौं, इन्डियाले भन्दा इन्डिया नेपाल रिलेसन भन्छ. तर generalized manner मा when you talk about the relationship between two, it is understood as Indo-Nepal relation, Sino-Nepal relation, you can call it that way as well. So translation मा अझै पनि still पर्सि 18 गते चाहिँ 18 गते जुन चाहिँ 18 गते चाहिँ जुन तपाईहरुको चाहिँ के लेख्नु भएको छ Indo-Nepal relation since a long time ago. You cannot put the time adverbial in between in a formal sentence. Depends on a geopolitical situation as well as socio-cultural proximity. Okay, so words are correct, but the terms are not placed in the right place. त्यो कुरामा पनि ध्यान दिने है. Correct grammatical structure को ethics लाई कहिले पनि नबिर्सिने. You have studied grammar very well as well. So another fact now, these are the certain. I cannot go with the whole text. Every text translation गर्न पुरा अहिले 1 घण्टा लाग्छ. So you have to be very much careful enough there. Okay, so. Okay, and then after you see there, Subrim Keshi. Okay, you can talk to me private as well regarding those issues. Let's not bring the individual issues in the class. Okay, so next part is there is you see the third one is there is a summary writing. You see there or the reading comprehension as well. Or summary what? See there. So Okay, you see there. Another fact is there. It's a summary writing. Hey, summary writing like कसरी गर्ने? You see there summary writing. आज म तपाईलाई जेनरल टेक्निकको कुरा गर्छु. माधव सरले भनिसक्नु भएको छ. We will have the next feedback as well. अर्को शनिबार चाहिँ इन टेक्स्टहरु म चारवटै टेक्स्ट तपाईलाई ट्रान्सलेसन यो क्वेशन बुझि बोकिराख्नुस्. चारवटै टेक्स्ट म ट्रान्सलेट गर्नेछु. आज अलिकति किन भन्दाखेरि many of them they have personally asked me as well for the technicality regarding the technicalities of all these answers. आन्सरहरुको अलिकति टेक्निकलिटी बारेमा कुरा गरिदिनुस् सर धेरै गाह्रो पर्यो भनेर पर्सनली मलाई पनि धेरै जनाले मेसेज गर्नु भएको छ. That's why I have restricted my explanation to the technicalities rather than the individual questions interpretation. So you see that summary writing, how to write the summary. First, remember one thing in summary writing. 3 key ideas you should never omit from your mind in summary writing. First, you see there, summary does not carry the original sentences. The original sentences. You cannot copy the exact sentences. Summary is your presentation, your summarized, concluded idea of the overall text there. That's why we do not include all the ideas, only the main ideas and central idea included in the summary of the text there. So summary doesn't carry the original sentences first. Second thing is there, it is written in 1/3. It is written in 1/3 length within a paragraph. Don't forget that as well. Within a paragraph. Within a paragraph. Look at that. It is written in 1/3 length within a paragraph. You should not forget that as well. And another factor is that it includes what? It includes only what? First, central idea. It includes central idea of the text. Then after it includes what? Main ideas of the text. Then after it includes the major supporting details. Major supporting details. It only includes that much. It does not include. Summary doesn't include anything except them. Remember that summary should be written in your language, mostly using the present tense, not past and future. But if there are the significant issues or the incidents that are quoted in the future or the past tense, definitely you have to. And regarding the vocabulary, you have to follow two, whatever the question you follow. You see there. Yes, central and main idea, there is difference. Main idea and central idea same. Central idea is a thesis. Central idea is, you got to understand what thesis. This is the thesis, central idea. And main ideas are the subsidiary ideas which come to explain the thesis there. And another fact is there, you got to prepare 2 types of vocabularies. One, formal words that you study in first paper English vocabulary section. Second thing, technical words that you study in the what? Diplomatic section. If you had joined my class earlier, I'm sure you people know it. I explained the words in 2 forms. One, diplomatic dictionary, another diplomatic terminologies. So how many of you have joined the recent MOPA classes there in CEDEP Nepal? So I'm sure we will deal with all those diplomatic dictionary words as well as the terminologies in a very well clarified way. So the classes are already, classes have already started. You can join the classes there for the detailed contact. You can contact to Madhav sir. But this class is especially focused to those aspirants who have already taken those classes and who are in the near proxim of examination. पर्सि 18 गते जो जसले चाहिँ एक्जामिनेसन तयारी गरिरहनु भएको छ उहाँहरुको लागि हो. मैले आज मञ्चाट नै बनाएको थिएँ कि I will talk about technicalities in this feedback session and next feedback session. In the next feedback session I'm sure I will explain all the text and the text with exemplification. कसरी individual text लाई ट्रान्सलेट गर्ने है. क्लास लिइसक्नु भएकोहरुलाई त मैले एकदम क्लियरली सिकाएको छु. नलिएकोहरुलाई इभन यो फिडब्याक क्लासबाट पनि तपाईलाई इजिली जेनरलाइज हुने गरेर I will give you the technicalities. Don't worry for that. So another fact, as I was explaining in summary writing, these key ideas should not be omitted. यो तीनटा कुरा चाहिँ ध्यान दिनुहोस् र you should never include specific ideas like what you see examples, date, data, minor facts, subsidiary details. Those should not be included in your summary because they do not have major significance in dealing with the particular question. China significance. That's why you have to be focused on generalizing the main ideas. Very never try your interpretation explanation right through your generalized point of view. What you do, you take out the 3 sentences out of the 9-line having paragraph. First line, third line, sixth line, summary. Summary cannot be presented in that way. What is the best idea to develop the summary writing is to taking out the notes from the diplomatic content. And remember that sometimes the text can have the central idea at the end. Sometimes in the middle of the text as well. So mainly you have to be focused that how the text is given, summary should be in the same order. No, not like that. Not like that. So there are the specific ideas how to find the central idea of the text in the critical, critical text or in the formal text. There are the 2 ideas. First, either the essay is in general to a specific manner or not. Second, either the essay has started from the reference example. यदि reference example बाट text start गर्छ, तपाईको summary जहिले पनि middle of the text मा lies गर्छ अथवा last part ले generalize गर्छ. Otherwise, your essay idea or the general idea is always in the beginning paragraph of the sentence. Even the thesis is also in the beginning paragraph of the sentence. So normal text is asked, don't worry, but from the formal topic. Normal text from formal topic. So that's not a big deal. But diplomacy paper content. Suppose you have studied an article about COVID-19 today. From that article, at least drag out 10 points. Do major article बाट 10 point मात्र बाहिर निकाल्नुस्. That is the skill of summary writing. They inject गर्नुस्. I am sure you can deal with the summary writing as well. And remember, when you write the summary, your unnecessary ideas and less important details should not be included there. के हो एउटा casually देखाउँछु एउटा हेर्नुस् है. एउटा casual sentence and this पछाडीमा formal sentence देखाउँछु. To demarcate the idea in your mind, you see there. Every other day, you see there. He takes egg for breakfast. Egg for breakfast. You look at that. You look at this sentence. He also put some spice and salt in it. But sometimes he also takes bread as breakfast. So look at that. What is the summary in it? You see that? What is the major detail? What is the minor detail? You got to be very much careful. मैले भनेको कुरा एकदम दिमागमा चाहिँ राख्दिनलाई यो casual sentence लेखेको. Otherwise, you will be asked with a formal sentence. You see there. Every other day he takes egg for breakfast. Definitely, you're the central idea हो नि त. खासमा breakfast मा के खान्छ भन्नुस् त? egg खान्छ नि त. He also put some spice and salt in it. भनेपछि खासमा खाना चाहिँ के खान्छ? egg नै खान्छ. यो sentence को के पनि काम छैन because this is the subsidiary idea. This is the explanation. This is the exemplification. We don't require that part. But sometimes he अगाडि आइसकेको छ कि चाहियो. He also takes you पनि अगाडि आइसकेको छ कि चाहियो. bread as breakfast पनि अगाडि आइसकेको छ कि. Second sentence मा यो तपाईले कुरा गर्नु पर्यो bread को मात्रै. अनि summary के भयो त? Every other day. त्यस पछाडी के गर्ने? single word हरु ल्याउने. जब when you separate the main idea and the subsidiary idea, then the words and phrases can be brought into the single word. Every other day भनेको के हो त? Usually he takes. You see there. अझ takes नभनेर तपाईले he eats भने नि भयो. Replace गर्न पायो. You can replace the words. Okay? Or usually he eats or other very usually he has egg for breakfast. He has egg for what? breakfast, breakfast. But sometimes break too. मैले तपाईलाई भन्न खोजेको कुरा के हो यो 20 को पार्ट अननेसेसरी छ किन अननेसेसरी छ सब्सिडियरी इन्फर्मेसन minor informations are restricted in the summary writing. Don't forget that as well. Only central idea and main ideas are injected in the. Another fact there, reading comprehension. I'm not going to tell much about reading comprehension because it's the easiest question in your answer. But when you respond the reading, we can discuss about reading comprehension at last as well. I will go with the correspondence first. All right. Correspondence. म यो correspondence को त pattern नै देखाउँछु है correspondence को pattern नै देखाउँछु. So let me see what is the question there first. Correspondence. So within diplomatic correspondence you got to prepare 4 parts. First, joint communique first. Joint communique. So let me tell one fact in the early. म सुरुमै एउटा कुरा भन्छु मैले जाँचमा तपाईलाई सोध्न सके सबै डिप्लोमेटिक करेस्पोन्डेन्स लेख्दिएको छु त्यतिबाट सोध्छ दुईटा क्वेशन थप्ने. एक प्रोटेस्ट नोट यो एकदम हाईली पोसिबल क्वेशन छ यसपालिको लागि प्रोटेस्ट नोट. This is highly possible question there. Protest note or one note verbal. एउटा note verbal पनि सोधिन सक्छ है त. Note verbal. Note verbal चाहिँ केमा सोध्छ भन्दाखेरि स्पेशली एपीजी रिपोर्ट को लागि र चाहिँ डिप्लोमेटिक डायलग को लागि. डिप्लोमेटिक डायलग बिट्विन इन्डिया एन्ड नेपाल. यो दुईटा कुरा चाहिँ यो एउटा क्वेशन चाहिँ तयारी गरिराख्नु होला. थर्ड पर्सन नोटमा चाहिँ प्रोटेस्ट नोट भनेको चाहिँ यो चाहिँ प्रेस रिलिजमा पर्छ. दिस इज प्रेस रिलिज and this one is for what? Your note verbal RPPG report is for what? It is for third person note. This is for third person note. यो एउटा क्वेशन यो एउटै भन्छु म चाहिँ है अहिले चाहिँ there is a what we call situation of diplomatic hold between Nepal and India because no diplomatic dialogue and communication has taken place to solve the bilateral disputable issue of border encroachment, especially that arose when India included Limpuadara and Lipu Lake into the political map and inaugurated the tourist road from the route to reach China. And that's why अब त्यसको लागि चाहिँ नोट verbal भनेको एउटा लेस फर्मल नोट हो रिमाइन्डर को लागि पठाइन्छ कुनै पनि कुराको लागि सोध्न सक्छ है. नोट verbal प्याटर्न मैले तपाईहरु सबैलाई सिकाएको छु. अदरवाइज नेक्स्ट फिडब्याकमा यो सबैको एकचोटी चाहिँ फेरि प्याटर्न देखाइदिन्छु म. प्रोटेस्ट नोट प्रेस रिलिज. यो प्रोटेस्ट नोटलाई के गर्नुपर्छ भन्दाखेरि स्पेशली you might know all of you future diplomats there. Let me say you again, I should not say diplomats, I should say third secretary. All of you the future third secretaries in the diplomatic missions. Third secretary भनेको I know, I'm sure you people know it there. First secretary भनेको joint secretary हुन्छ joint के भन्छ diplomatic mission मा. Second secretary भनेको under secretary हुन्छ. Third secretary भनेको officer level gazetted third class officer third secretary. So you see the press release. I'm sure as you are preparing for MOPA, majority of you know the idea what was written by Nepal when Limpuadara and Lipu Lake was included in the political map of India and inaugurated the road transmission from India to China from the Lipu Lake area there. Kalapani हुँदै त्यो Lipu Lake बाट चाहिँ जुन रोड बनाएको थियो त्यसपछि immediately Nepal has given the protest note to India with the diplomatic channel, that is to say given to the ambassador of India to Nepal there. So त्यो प्रोटेस्ट नोट चाहिँ सोध्ने सम्भावना छ एउटा त्यसलाई चाहिँ हेरिराख्ने र अहिले त्यो डिप्लोमेटिक डायलग चाहिँ आइस ब्रेक हुन नसकेको अवस्था छ दैट बिट्विन नेपाल एन्ड इन्डिया. सो कुनै पनि एउटा माइट बी दैट इज एट द लेभल अफ द फर्स्ट सेक्रेटरी or might be that is at the level of minister or between the head of the state हुन सक्छ त्यो डिप्लोमेटिक डायलग. सो और बायलेटरल मिटिङ त्यो हुनको लागि त्यसलाई कन्डक्ट गर्नको लागि इन्डियाले कुनै चासो देखाइरहेको छैन. इपीजी रिपोर्ट लिन मानेको छैन अहिलेसम्म. त्यसको लागि एज अ रिमाइन्डर नोटिसको रूपमा चाहिँ लेस फर्मल विदाउट सिग्नेचर राखेर एउटा पठाइन्छ, त्यसलाई नोट भर्बल भनिन्छ। त्यो पनि सोधिन सक्ने सम्भावना छ। There is false probability of that as well. So today as a question sign, you see that oh yes, recently you people know that what is agreement there. Agreement is the official approval taken or granted by the receiving state in the procedure and the process of appointing or nominating an ambassador, residential ambassador of a particular mission, and the individual hosted of the receiving state. So I several ambassadors they have been appointed as the diplomatic representative, residential as well as non-residential. For a case जस्तो यदि चाहिँ अहिले युवराज कतिवटालाई चाहिँ अमेरिकाको राजदूतको रूपमा चाहिँ अपॉइन्ट गरिएको छ हैन, त्यो नोमिनेटेड हो, त्यो प्रपोज्ड हो, he is not accredited, उ अझै भइसकेको छैन राजदूत. There are long various processes there. I'm sure I have explained in depth while teaching diplomatic terminologies and diplomatic protocol there in your class. Usually class receive garnu bhako na receive nagarnu bhakole pani I'm sure you people know about that. What are the procedures? Diplomatic accreditation process ma first के गर्छ भन्दाखेरि कुनै पनि existing government that nominates or proposes an ambassador. Then after there is a parliament hearing. When the government nominates or proposes an ambassador, there goes a process of parliament hearing in the as a democratic process there by considering parliament as the supreme body in democratic practice there. And then after he accomplishes the parliament hearing process, then after he is sent with the letter of credence signed by the head of the state, and he takes that letter of credence as well as letter of recall of earlier ambassador together with him, and there is a formal diplomatic ceremony to receive his letter of credence by the receiving state head of the state, and the diplomatic accreditation is granted. Then after only he becomes the subject of enjoying and practicing the diplomatic privileges and immunities in the considering nation there. So in that procedure, अब मैले भन्नु खोजेको कुरा दुईटा क्वेशन एकदम इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ यसमा. एउटा चाहिँ लेटर अफ क्रेडेन्स एकदम याद गर्नु होला. Another is the letter of agreement. Letter of agreement चाहिँ पहिला हुन्छ, त्यसपछि क्रेडेन्स हुन्छ. यो लेटर अफ एग्रीमेन्ट पाइसकेपछि अनि कुनै पनि सरकारले लेटर अफ क्रेडेन्स दिएर उसलाई चाहिँ राजदूतमा चाहिँ डिप्लोमेटिक एक्रेडिटेसनको लागि पठाएको हुन्छ. सो यु सी देयर क्रेडेन्स भनेको डिप्लोमेटिक एक्रेडिटेसनको लागि ओहदाको प्रमाणपत्र लिएर जाने लेटर हो. एग्रीमेन्ट भनेको फलानु व्यक्तिलाई हामीले एम्बेसडर नियुक्ति गर्दैछौं, डु यु हैव एनी प्रब्लम भनेर त्यो राष्ट्रको डिप्लोमेटिक कन्सेन्ट लिने अफिसियल एप्रुभल दिने लेटर हो लेटर अफ एग्रीमेन्ट. मैले आज चाहिँ यो चाहिँ के भन्छ लेटर अफ एग्रीमेन्ट हालेको थिएँ, यसको मोडेल सिकाउँछु तपाईहरुलाई. लेटर अफ एग्रीमेन्टको मोडेल के हुन्छ यु सी हियर. आजको क्वेशनकै मोडेल हेर्नुस्. What is there? First of all, emblem. Emblem can be placed either in the left corner top or in the between. And as a procedure of presenting them in the letterhead pattern, it has been practiced in these days that emblem is placed in emblem or crest भन्छौं, जुन चाहिँ निशान छाप्छ. निशान छाप्दा बीचमा राखे पनि हुन्छ, छेउमा राखे पनि हुन्छ. सो अहिले चाहिँ इन द रिसेन्ट इयर्स चाहिँ एम्बेलम यसरी बीचमा राख्ने गरिएको छ. यसरी एम्बेलम नै लेखिदिने अथवा क्रस्ट लेखे पनि हुन्छ. क्रस्ट अथवा एम्बेलम लेखिदिने. यहाँ एम्बेलम लेखिदिनुस् पुग्छ. निशान छाप हो यो चाहिँ एम्बेलम. And then after emblem of what? Emblem भनेको त नेपाल सरकारको हुन्छ, मोफाको emblem हुन्छ त्यहाँ चाहिँ है. And then you write here what? In this way you see here. Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Kathmandu, Nepal. यसरी लेखिदिनुस् है. Kathmandu, Nepal. You see here. And then after Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kathmandu, Nepal. You see there. अब यदि यो चाहिँ कसले लेख्यो भने भन्दाखेरि you see there. स्पेशली प्रोटोकलमा कसले लेख्छ भन्ने कुरा एकदम इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन्छ र मेजर हुन्छ. सो यो मिनिस्ट्री अफ फरेन अफेयर्स ले कुनै मेमोरेन्डम अफ अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ एग्रीमेन्टमा थर्ड पर्सन नोटको सबक सिकाउँदैछ पहिला एग्रीमेन्ट भन्दा पहिला यो हुन्छ. तर यो what you call agreement कसले लेख्छ थाहा छ तपाईहरुलाई? डिप्लोमेटिक मिसनले लेख्छ क्या हो डिप्लोमेटिक मिसन भनेको के त व्हाट यु नीड टु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड हियर यदि अब यसरी बुझ्नुहोस् युवराज खतिवडाको लागि कन्सेन्ट लेटर अथवा अफिसियल एप्रुभल लिने काम यहाँबाट डाइरेक्ट चाहिँ परराष्ट्र मन्त्रालयबाट पत्राचार हुने होइन इट इज रिटन इन अ थर्ड पर्सन नोट इन द नेम अफ द हेड अफ द स्टेट हेड अफ द स्टेट को नाममा एम्बेसीले जारी गर्ने अथवा एम्बेसीले पठाउने that's why अब अमेरिकामा वाशिंगटन डीसी मा रहेको नेपालको एम्बेसीले लेख्छ यो चाहिँ लेटर अफ एग्रीमेन्ट सिकिङ एन एग्रीमेन्ट अफ एन एम्बेसडर फर द कन्करेन्ट एक्रेडिटेसन सो अब यहाँ एम्बेसी अफ के लेख्दिने त भन्दा you see there embassy of Nepal you see Washington DC USA त्यसरी बिचमा पारेर लेख्दिने यसरी embassy of Nepal embassy of Nepal यसरी चाहिँ Washington DC USA Washington DC USA ल हेर्नुस् यो बिचमा पारेर है अब यस पछाडी एक लाइन जति ग्याप राख्ने then you go with here reference भन्छौं हामीले यसरी रेफरेन्स यो भनेको दर्ता चालान नम्बर हो क्या यसरी राख्दिनुस् न 0000 राख्दिनुस् नो प्रब्लम रेफरेन्स लाग्दा पनि हुन्छ यसरी एनओटी नोट लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ नो प्रब्लम रेफरेन्स आर नोट सेट देयर and immediately after this third person note भनेको के सिकाएको what I have taught you people those who have not received class I'm going to teach there सीधा बुझ्नुस् कि it is a factual language you cannot change the language it is definitely language it's an answer key you direct key हो त्यही जे हो त्यही हो you cannot have the much creativity भन्न बित्तिकै पहिलो सेन्टेन्स you have to write that you see here यसरी यहाँबाट चाहिँ beginning बाट you don't have to change the paragraph as well the embassy of Nepal कहाँ त in Washington DC USA in Washington DC USA you see there USA presents its compliments यो सेन्टेन्स त कहिले पनि छुटाउनै हुन्न यो सेन्टेन्स चाहिँ यो कुनै पनि थर्ड पर्सन नोटमा present its compliments and has the honor छुटाउनै होइन है present its compliments to the what to the you see here department त्यहाँ चाहिँ मन्त्रालय हुँदैन डिपार्टमेन्ट हुन्छ to the Department of External Affairs or Foreign Affairs Department of what Foreign Affairs Department of Foreign Affairs Government of USA you see and has the honor you see that a sentence directly tapai lekhne and has the honor to inform that the government you see that capitalize garne government यसरी the government same exactly same lekhne kya and the government of Nepal come on Ministry of Foreign Affairs you see the government of Nepal Ministry of Foreign Affairs अथवा तपाईले चाहिँ government of Nepal मात्र यो Ministry of Foreign Affairs नलेख्ने पनि हुन्छ बुझिहालिन्छ government of Nepal has decided to appoint or to concurrently agree decided to concurrently you see that concurrently अब माथि लेख्ने यसलाई कन्टिन्यू नै गर्ने प्याराग्राफ चेन्ज भएको छैन है concurrently accredit you look at that concurrently accredit कसलाई त जो व्यक्ति हो त्यही व्यक्तिको नाम लेख्दिने you see the accredit अब HE लाउने अब His Excellency Mr. युवराज खतिवडा ल युवराज खतिवडा as the residential ambassador the extraordinary plenipotentiary you look at that plenipotentiary. Residential as the residential ambassador, the extraordinary plenipotentiary to United States of America, to the USA. Look at that. यति लेखिदिनुस् पहिलो प्याराग्राफ सक्यो अब सेकेन्ड प्याराग्राफमा चाहिँ किन लेखेको त चाहिँ त्यो देखाउनु पर्छ क्या सेकेन्ड प्याराग्राफमा why it is written किन लेख्या त specifically it was written to appreciate the action of the government to accredit or accept the person proposed for an ambassador and provide the diplomatic accreditation. You see that? लेख्दिने त्यही कुरा फेरि प्याराग्राफ चेन्ज गर्ने तर लाइनिङ ग्याप मात्र गर्ने है. The embassy, you see that the embassy would highly, you look at that, would highly appreciate. यो जुन सेन्टेन्सहरु छन् यही सेन्टेन्स लेख्ने यही वर्ड लेख्ने तर सबैमा युवराज कतिवटा नलेख्ने चाइनाको एम्बेसडर सोध्दा युवराज कतिवटा लेखिदिनु भएर मिल्छ मिल्दैन हो त्यो कुरा चाहिँ ध्यान दिने highly appreciate it if the government of the USA could kindly grant what agreement अथवा तपाईले official approval भने पनि हुन्छ है grant agreement कसलाई त to the proposed ambassador agreement to the proposed ambassador grant agreement to the proposed ambassador at earliest convenience. जति सक्दो चाँडो convenience. You see there? यो थर्ड पर्सनमा फरक पर्ने प्याराग्राफ हो. एग्रीमेन्टमा यो हुन्छ भने लेटर अफ क्रेडेन्समा पनि लगभग यस्तै बेहोरा हुन्छ. But when there is something different proposed agreement, सर क्वेशनमा स्पेसिफिक कन्ट्री नदिए पनि युज गर्न पाउँछ. Yes, you can use है. तर प्राय जस्तो चाहिँ सपोज भनेर दिएको हुन्छ क्या. Don't worry for that. One of the country भन्यो भने मन लागेको कन्ट्री एकदा प्याटर्न बनाइराख्ने. Agreement to the proposed ambassador at earliest convenience. Now you got to go with the third paragraph. Third paragraph is also definite there. So यो पनि एकदमै रेडीमेड सेन्टेन्स नै हो यहाँ चलाउने केही पनि कुरा हुँदैन. You see here the embassy of Nepal in Washington DC. You see the embassy of Nepal in Washington DC avails itself of this opportunity. सबैमा यही सेन्टेन्स हुन्छ. थर्ड पर्सन नोट गर्दै सबैमा avails itself of this opportunity. You see that avails itself of this opportunity to renew to the protocol department. You come protocol department को यस्ता कामहरु भनेका to the protocol department, the external affairs, the foreign affairs, the department of foreign affairs, the department of, you see there, foreign affairs, department of foreign affairs. You see that the department of foreign affairs. Foreign affairs of the USA, the assurance. यो जुन वर्ड जुन सेन्टेन्स जस्ताको तस्तै आउनु पर्छ. The assurances of its highest consideration. Assurance of its highest Considerations. Look at that. Now you got to place the date and then after to whom you are sending this letter there clearly mention हुनुपर्छ यसरी यहाँ डेट हाल्दिए पनि हुन्छ यही डेट हाल्दिए पनि हुन्छ यसरी आजको डेट सपोज कति हो आजको डेट let's see there what is the date of today 2020 la October la 10 2010 यसरी लेख्ने है डेट चाहिँ October 10 2010 and तल लेखेको यो प्रोटोकल डिपार्टमेन्टलाई लेखेको the protocol department कसको प्रोटोकल डिपार्टमेन्ट हो the department of external affairs the department of external affairs the department of external affairs कहाँ छ Washington DC USA ल यति लेख्नु भयो भने 10 मा 8 कहीं पनि जाँदैन ल यो त फ्याक्ट हो जस्ताको तस्तै चाहिँ मार्क्स खास भन्ने हो भने यसमा 10 मा 10 पनि दिन मिल्ने क्वेशन हो यो त एकदम प्योरली अब्जेक्टिभ टाइपको क्वेशन हो यति लेख्नु भयो भने 10 मा 8 कहीं पनि जाँदैन ल त्यति कुरा फ्याक्ट भएर बुझ्नुस् प्याटर्न नबिगार्ने यो कहाँ लेख्ने एम्बेलम कहाँ राख्ने एम्बेसी अफ नेपाल कहाँ लेख्ने त्यो कुरा चाहिँ बिगार्नु भएन कन्टेन्ट मात्र मिलाएर हुँदैन you have to be very much precise enough in telling the content in this way this is the way how you present the diplomatic correspondence in the English paper one I'm sure I will explain about other diplomatic correspondence in the respective classes as well don't worry about that these are the ideas how we deal with the individual questions in your examination besides you got to be very much careful enough in dealing with the individual question regarding the nature of question as well चारवटा correspondence हुन्छ joint communique जब तपाईलाई joint communique भन्यो एकदम it has to be ready made that the beginning मा के लेख्ने the right honorable prime minister of Nepal KP Sharma Oli अथवा अझ त्यसलाई अझ डिटेलमा लेख्नु पर्यो भने the right honorable prime minister of Democratic Federal Republic of Nepal Shri KP Sharma Oli has paid the cordial visit or has paid the high level state visit in the cordial invitation of the right honorable the prime minister of Republic of India Shri Narendra Modi dated from this and during his high level state visit several के कुरा भयो त following agreements MOUs and then after the ceremonial protocol behaviors were discussed तो लेख्नु पर्यो you see there signature no third person note मा signature हुँदैन not required यस्तोमा चाहिँ यो हेड अफ द स्टेट को नाममा जारी हुने हो त्यसरी बुझ्नुस् है माथि के हुन्छ निशान छाप हुन्छ त्यही नै हेड अफ द स्टेट को नाममा जारी भएको सिग्नेचर हो त्यसरी बुझ्नुपर्छ है त not required their signature first person note मा मात्र सिग्नेचर हुन्छ है राइट अनरेबल चाहिँ किङ भएको होइन not like that कोले भने तपाईलाई चाहिँ भएको छ मात्र भन्ने हो कि खासमा no right honorable earlier his excellency used to be used now right honorable is used there no king not king your excellency right honorable is used for the head of the state and head of the government no king no prime minister you don't have to count in that way we understand only two posts in the diplomacy raja ko pradhan mantri ko we don't understand we don't recognize them head of the state head of the government हामीले दुईटा मात्र चिन्छ है त so reading comprehension is very easy keep precisely language keep precisely thirds in your own language आफ्नो language मा राख्नुस् थर्ड लाई अनि अर्को कुरा ध्यान दिनुस् it is very much crucial not to copy exact sentences in the no envelope कहाँ यो तपाईले चाहिँ यो 10 कक्षाको विद्यार्थीले लेखेको नेपालीको चिठी हो र प्रेषक प्रापक लेख्नलाई envelope हुन्छ यस्तोमा कहिले पनि हुँदैन there is no envelope you got to be very much careful there no envelope so and reading comprehension you got to be well prepared in dealing with the answer that you are not going to give the answer in the exactly copied sentence there 3 देखि 6 वटा लाइन सम्म रेस्ट्रिक्ट गर्नुस् रिडिङ कम्प्रिहेन्सन को आन्सर सकेसम्म कन्टेन्ट लाई युज गरेर आफ्नो ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा प्रेजेन्ट learners. That is the best idea to deal with the reading comprehension as well. So regarding other individual topics, individual questions, we will deal with the next feedback. Till then, I have to say goodbye. And at last, I would like to congratulate and thank for all of you who are joining me live here through the Zoom portal, Facebook Live, as well as YouTube Live of CEDEP Nepal there. Thank you to Madhav sir for creating this wonderful opportunity to join you people here. And it has been always sincere gratitude to him that he creates such a wonderful opportunities for the aspirants who are creating, who are preparing for these services, especially all the papers for civil service there. And at last, at start notice, we have already begun the MOFA classes for the year 2077, and which has to be held. The examination has to be held in the next year there. So if you are the aspirants for joining the MOFA classes in the individual topic, है तपाईहरुले चाहिँ यी क्लासेसहरु जोइन गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने CEDEP Nepal has already CEDEP Nepal name has already started these MOFA classes there. You can join there, hurry up, and I'm sure all of you can prepare even without class as well. Not necessarily that you got to join these classes, but when you want to understand the diplomacy and these papers in a depth analytical pattern, I'm sure I suggest you people to join the classes. For detail, you can contact to Madhav sir. Till then, I have to say goodbye, and especially the candidates, those who are preparing for this year. I would like to make a conscious argument that you people require extensive practice for first paper. Still, you people have got time. Please follow the extensive practice in translation, in summary writing, as well as prepare the sharp content for diplomacy. Do not forget to prepare the exact points related to the individual topic in diplomatic papers. Either that is globalization, economic diplomacy, either that is the regional organization, foreign policy of Nepal, theoretical aspect of international relation, international law. You got to prepare them in a definite content. Ekdam definite content बनाएर पढ्नुस्. I'm sure I would like to boost up class हुन्छ कि हुँदैन भनेर सोध्नु भएको छ. Please contact Madhav sir. He will explain everything in detail there. And if you want my facilitation, last year पनि हामीले last round मा boost up class गरेको थियौं हामीले. It was sincere gratitude that from the same class out of 7 posts खुलेको थियो जस्तो लाग्छ last year. 7 जना मध्ये 6 जना कि 5 जना त्यही एउटै चाहिँ boost up class गरेर पढ्नु भएको थियो. They were all from name class. सबैजनाले लगभग नेमकै क्लासहरु रिसिभ गर्नु भएको थियो. You people, I don't have to explain, I don't have to advocate about name and CEDEP Nepal that it has got a very long history in facilitating the Lok Sabha preparation classes there. You people have been facilitated with the Lok Sabha preparation classes there, and CEDEP Nepal has been always sincere in giving you the right knowledge and managing the right resource persons for giving you the best knowledge and best compatibility patterns for dealing with the examination. Regular examination and feedback classes are always wonderful in this platform. I'm sure you people are very much fruitful, and with these classes, I promise you to see you in the next Saturday as well by with a new question, practical to be asked in a upcoming examination. Till then, I have to say goodbye. Stay safe, everyone, and keep learning, keep supporting your knowledge. Be prepared in your knowledge, as at last those who carry the question in the pocket pass the PhD examination. That's why I'm sure you can prepare for this. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. And I would like to hand over this class to Madhav sir there.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
treaty खालको क्वेशन डिप्लोमेसीमा सोध्छ. हामी त्यो डिप्लोमेसीको पेपर पनि जाँच अगाडि एकचोटी गर्छौं. डोन्ट वरी.
थ्यांक यू भेरी मच सर. सरलाई यो महत्त्वपूर्ण समय प्लस एकदमै राम्रो सहभागिता पनि भयो. साथीहरुको एकदमै मज्जाले उहाँले आजको यो सेसनको पक्कै पनि मलाई के बेनिफिट भयो भन्ने अपेक्षा गरेको छु मैले. र हामी नेक्स्ट सैटरडे पनि तपाईलाई एक्स्ट्रा पेपर 2 को हामी क्वेशन प्र्याक्टिस गराउँछौं र फेरि क्वेशन एन्सर डिस्कसन क्लास गर्नेछौं नेक्स्ट सैटरडे. र यो बीचमा बुधबार र वेडनेसडे हामी तपाईहरुलाई गभर्नेन्स सिस्टमको एक्जाम हुनेछ वेडनेसडे, क्वेशन एन्सर डिस्कसन हुनेछ वेडनेसडे, एन्ड सटरडे तपाईहरुलाई यो फरेन पोलिसी यो के भन्छ एक्स्ट्रा पेपर 2 जुन तपाईहरुको परराष्ट्र सेवाको जुन एक्स्ट्रा पेपर 2 हो त्यसको लागि हामी तपाईहरुलाई क्वेशन र प्र्याक्टिस गराउँछौं अनि फिडब्याक क्लास पनि गराउनेछौं। त्यसको लागि सबैजना तयार हुनुहोला भन्ने जानकारी पनि गराउन चाहन्छु। जो यहाँ सहभागीहरु जो तपाईहरु अब आउँदै गरेको एक्जामको लागि छोटो के तयारी गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने कृपया मलाई दिउँसोको समयमा तपाईहरुले मेरो हाम्रो सेडेपको फेसबुक पेजको मेसेजमा अथवा तपाईहरुले मेरो मोबाइलको स्पेशली मेरो मोबाइल नम्बर 9851555555 छ, तपाईहरु क्वेशनमा छ, फेसबुकमा छ, जहाँ पनि भेट्नुहुन्छ तपाईहरुले, र त्यसको भाइबरमा तपाईले मेसेज गर्नुभयो हुन्छ। अरुमा धेरै मेसेजहरु हुन्छ, भाइबरमा चाहिँ कम मेसेज हुने भएको हुँदा कृपया आफ्नो नाम र आफ्नो कन्ट्याक्ट नम्बर र तपाईले पढ्न चाहनु भएको यो फरेन सर्भिसको लागि जुन एक्स्ट्रा पेपरहरु छ, एक्स्ट्रा पेपर 1 र 2 तपाई त्यसको लागि चाहिँ भने गर्दिनु हुन मेसेजहरु गर्नु होला र हामी चाँडै नै एउटा त्यो ग्रुप चाहिँ क्रिएट गर्दै छौं। यो हप्ताभित्रै हामी सुरु गर्ने तयारी गर्छौं। थ्यांक यू भेरी मच सर, सरको यो महत्त्वपूर्ण समयको लागि र यो समय र यो प्रेजेन्टेसनको लागि पनि। Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Goodbye, everyone. Good night, all of you. Thank you very much for your wonderful participation as well.
Thank you, sir. Okay. यति भन्दै म आजको यो सेसन पनि सकिएको जानकारी गराउन चाहन्छु। हाम्रा सबै सहभागीहरुलाई धन्यवाद। जुममा जोडिनु भएको हाम्रो सम्पूर्ण विद्यार्थी सहभागीहरुलाई पनि थ्यांक यू भेरी मच। र यसै गरिकन जुम अनि हाम्रो युट्युब च्यानल र फेसबुकमा पनि आज लाइभ गरिएको छ, त्यहाँबाट पनि हेर्ने सबै विद्यार्थी सहभागीहरुलाई पनि थ्यांक यू सो मच र तपाईहरुको सबैको उज्जवल भविष्यको कामना गर्दै आजको सेसन इन भएको जानकारी गराउन चाहन्छु, सकिएको जानकारी गराउँछु। हामी अब अर्को एक्जाम एन्ड फिडब्याक क्लास आउँदो हप्ता बुधबार रहनेछ र त्यससँगसँगै परराष्ट्र सेवाको भने शनिबार हुनेछ। एक्स्ट्रा पेपर सम्बन्धी हाम्रो एक्स्ट्रा पेपर 2 को परीक्षा कार्यक्रम शनिबार रहनेछ। कृपया हाम्रो फेसबुक पेजमा हेर्दै गर्नुहोला, सूचनाहरु वेबसाइटमा पनि हेर्दै गर्नुहोला। अर्को जानकारी गराउँ कि नोटिस त केही पनि आएको छैन, फ्राइडे भइसक्यो, स्याटरडेको एक्जाम हुने कि नहुने भन्ने सन्दर्भमा कृपया नोटिसहरु नकुर्दिनु होला। अनिवार्य स्याटरडे एक्जाम हुन्छ, अनिवार्य हामी फिडब्याक क्लास गर्छौं। थोरै ढिलो चाँडो हुन्छ किनभने स्याटरडे धेरै एक्जामहरु हुने भएको हुँदा एकदमै तपाईले देख्नु बिहानदेखि बेलुकासम्म हामी एकदमै आज झन्डै करिब 12-13 वटा चाहिँ एक्जामको क्वेशन एन्सर डिस्कसन क्लास फेसबुक पेजमा प्रश्न राख्यौं। त्यसको हरेक तहको हैन, सबै अफिसरको पनि सेकेन्ड पेपर सेवा सम्बन्धी पेपरहरु, स्पेशली सेवा सम्बन्धी प्रशासनको कमन पेपरहरु भयो, न्याय सेवाको भयो, परराष्ट्र सेवाको भयो, अनि नायब सुब्बा पदको विभिन्न पदहरुको, यसरी राष्ट्रिय वाणिज्य बैंकको शिक्षक सेवा आयोगको लगायतका सबैको चाहिँ यसरी हामीले फेसबुक पेजमा बारफत तपाईलाई प्रश्न कम्तिमा 3 घण्टा अगाडि प्रश्न दिएर फेरि हामी त्यसको 3 घण्टा पछाडि फेरि यसरी क्वेशन एन्सर डिस्कसन क्लासमा जुट्यौं र यो आजको दिनभरिको प्रभावकारिता पक्कै पनि तपाईलाई आजको यो सेसन प्रभावकारी भयो होला भन्ने अपेक्षा गरेको छु। थ्यांक यू सो मच। सबैलाई एकदम अल द बेस्ट, राम्रो तयारी गर्नुस्, यति नै भन्न चाहन्छु। थ्यांक यू भेरी मच। गुड नाइट। र अन्तिममा र यो हाम्रो परराष्ट्र सेवाको सबै साथीहरुलाई भोलिको हाम्रो बेलुकाको क्लास बेलुका 6 बजे हुने नै छ। हाम्रो रेगुलर पासवर्ड एन्ड आइडी जुन जुमको पासवर्ड अनि आइडी जुन रेगुलर छ त्यही अनुसारै सबैजना सहभागी हुनुहोला। यति जानकारी गराए र तपाईहरु पनि यहाँ कोही जोडिनु भएको जो अरु सहभागीहरु हुनुहुन्छ युट्युबबाट हामीलाई हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ र तपाईहरु कोही सहभागीहरु हाम्रो परराष्ट्र सेवाको रेगुलर क्लास लिन चाहनुहुन्छ आगामी वर्षका लागि प्लस यसै वर्षका लागि भने यसै वर्षका लागि लिन चाहने साथीहरुले भोलिबाटै बेलुका जोइन गर्न सक्नुहुनेछ। सरी जुन आगामी वर्षको जुन यो नयाँ विज्ञापनको लागि तयारी गर्न साथीहरुले भोलि बेलुकाबाटै सुरुवात गर्न सक्नुहुनेछ र नेक्स्ट इयर जुन यो भर्खरै गत वर्ष विज्ञापन भइसकेको र अब एक्जाम मात्र दिन बाँकी जुन छ त्यसको लागि तपाईहरु तयारी गर्न चाहने हो भने छोटो सेसनको लागि तयारी गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने कन्ट्याक्ट नम्बर 98511 55556 98511 55556 त्यो सेसनमा तपाईहरु चाहिँ त्यसमा भाइबरमा कृपया आफ्नो नाम कन्ट्याक्ट नम्बर छोड्दिनु होला। तपाईलाई हामी चाँडै खबर गर्नेछौं। थ्यांक यू भेरी मच। थ्यांक यू अल।